this is Dawn Zoldi, CEO of P3 Tech Consulting.
Hey, and I'm Mike Peel, CEO of MJN Associates and part-time Solana developer.
Thanks so much for joining us today as we talk to you about our two brand new podcasts, The Full Crew and The Full Tilt. Mike, let's talk a little bit about The Crew first.
All right, so the Crew podcast will air live weekly. That's Monday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can find it on YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and Twitter. It's also going to have downloadable audio available on Apple, Spotify, and Google, and wherever pods are casted. Plus, additional content is going to be available on Discord and Dawn's Patreon. So the show is co-hosted by me and Dawn. It's going to feature the leading voices in tech, discussing the hottest topics like AI, IoT, general hardware, robotics, and drones. So the format is going to involve candid first takes on the news of the week and the stories that are kind of shaping our society. Each week is going to feature two guests, one that's an industry-leading voice and one that is a representative from either the press, nonprofit, government, or academia.
All right, so when you think about these two podcasts, think in terms of The Crew is more Mike's baby and The Tilt is more my baby. And so, Mike, tell us a little bit about what motivated you to create The Crew.
So basically, Dawn of Drones kind of grew so big, and we knew that there was a need for agnostic news takes on technology, and so we just wanted to expand the platform. You know, we booked up all the way to the end of the year already. And we knew that we could tap into our resources, all the connections we made over our careers to actually bring people closer to that information. So the Full Crew is definitely a news show. It's going to focus on current events, and it's about much more than drones this time. So we're going to be grabbing stuff right from the headline. I had done a similar format when I was at Interdrone, so shout out to CJ Smith who helped me develop that, a longtime friend of the show. But this time we're going to kick it up a notch because we're not going to have the evil corporate oversight. So I'm really excited, and we also have our new format, which is going to focus on leadership. Do you want to talk about that, Dawn?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Full Tilt is actually an acronym. So TILT stands for Tech Industry Leadership Talks. And kind of like The Crew, our Dawn of Drones podcast was really inspired this podcast. What most of you may not know is when we dial off from the public every week, we keep our guests behind for about 3 to 5 minutes, and we record that and put it exclusively on my Patreon, which is a subscription. And we've been talking to all of these incredible leaders about life and leadership. And it got to the point where Mike and I, at one point, we just looked at each other and said, everybody needs to hear this. Like, this needs to be its own podcast. And so the Tilt is all about leadership. And so what you're going to hear are these impressions from all of these tech leaders about their lives, what shaped them and inspired them, what influences their business and the techniques that they use in their business that we can all learn from. So there's really no other content we're aware that is out there like this. And I'm so excited about it because if the clips that we have from our Dawn of Drones guests that are on my Patreon right now are any indication, it's going to be incredible. So absolutely. And the Tilt, Mike, tell us a little bit about how the Tilt will kind of run in parallel to The Crew.
Yeah, so Tilt is only going to run every other Tuesday. And if you could do the math, that means there's a spot open, and we're going to fill that spot with Twitter Spaces, which is going to take whatever leader that we had guest on the Full Tilt podcast, and you're going to be able to converse with them live via audio on Twitter. So, that's every other Tuesday at 9 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, starting to sense a pattern here.
Yeah, absolutely. So the pattern is set your calendars now, and every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern, you're going to be watching us, we hope. So Monday's going to be The Crew. Tuesday's either going to be the Tilt podcast or Crew Twitter Spaces alternating. And then Wednesday is still going to be our Dawn of Drones. Mike, do you want to talk a little bit about how like the Dawn of Drones is going to continue on this year?
Basically, you get to spend time with us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it's going to run parallel, just like it's been running all along, but with these new platforms alongside it. So that's Monday, Tuesday is Full Tilt, Full Crew, and Wednesday is Dawn of Drones. And you also have your what is it called? The Drone Law Connections Clubhouse.
Yeah, so that's the only one that deviates from kind of this 9 o'clock Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern time zone. We will, every Thursday, we're still continuing the Drone Law Connections on Clubhouse, which is tied to the Dawn of Drones podcast. That's 11 a.m. Mountain and 1 p.m. Eastern every single Thursday. So follow us all over the place. But, I want to personally give a shout out to Mary McNabb and Drone Life, and of course, Harry McNabb, who is not only her spouse but partner in the business. And we so appreciate them and given us this chance with the Dawn of Drones podcast, and it's just been so successful. And that's probably a terrific segue, Mike, to drum roll, please. Our first guest on the crew next Monday, 6th June, is
Miriam McNabb of Drone Life. So this is
Yay!
the third media property we've launched with her. So she's our good luck charm. So we're happy to have her on again. And then we also have another friend of ours, Romeo Dersher of Auterion. So excited to have him on. One of the brightest, smartest, and most sensitive people in the drone industry. So can't wait to get his insights on the news of the week with Miriam.
I can't wait to be talking to Miriam and Romeo next week. And by the way, if y'all didn't know, this is really such an honor. Romeo actually introduced my receipt, I guess is the right word, of the Airwards Industry Impactor Award yesterday. I know it was a holiday in the U.S. and many people may not have seen that, but so appreciative and thankful of Romeo, and I cannot wait to talk to him next week, and of course Miriam. And then Tuesday, June 7th, same time, 9 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to launch our very first Full Tilt, and our very first guest is going to be my mentor and an incredible leader, Major General United States Air Force James Poss. If you haven't followed General Poss, you don't know about national security, he is going to be talking about leading in highly complex technical environments. And if anybody should know about that, it's General Poss. He retired as the #2 intel guy from the United States Air Force and now leads his own company called ISR Ideas. So excited to have General Poss with us, Mike, on Tuesday. It's going to be such an honor to have him with us as well.
So we got a couple people in the chat. I just want to, all these anonymous LinkedIn users, so I can't call you out, but thank you for being interested in the new podcast. But we also got one from somebody we know, Ramon Roche. Congratulations on winning the Industry Impactor Award, Dawn.
Thanks, Ramon. And spoiler alert, since we're making announcements, why not? Ramon is going to be on the next tilt after General Poss towards the end of June. So we'll be announcing these every week. Follow us on social media. Follow all of these different Full Crew handles as well, besides Mike and my personal social media handles, and you'll have the latest up-to-date information on what we're doing. Plus, we have a website, fullcrew.io. So check that out. We'll be posting up those links, and you can find everything and watch the on-demand videos and the replays on YouTube and on our website. So I think that's all she wrote, Mike, unless we have anything else.
Yeah, remind them to subscribe to our newsletter, which is on our website. So while you're there, hit the subscribe button or fill out the form right there so we can make sure you never miss an episode. Dawn, I'm really happy. I don't think we could have asked for a better lineup. It was a big risk opening 2 new properties. Why not just 1? Let's go with 2. And just to see the absolute amazing support from all our friends in the industry has been fantastic.
Yeah, and if any of you are interested in participating in the crew, or you have any industry leaders that you think would be great ads for the Tilt, if you have a news article or something you want us to talk about, absolutely reach out to us, because we'll be gathering up that information weekly and launching it obviously Monday on the crew. So You know, these shows are for you. And so we definitely want that feedback and dialogue, and we'd love for you to help us shape those. So definitely join us and follow us. Anyway, I think that's it, Mike. So I think we'll say our final words here. 1, 2, 3,
Out here.
out here.